Welcome to our Holly Jolly Kitchen, everyone. We are so excited to share our Christmas recipes with you. I'm Pastor Olivia, and this is my mom, Pastor Karen. And we have been baking in the kitchen together for a really long time.
Yes, we have.
Not polite to say how long we've been baking together.
We won't go there.
No. So over the next couple of weeks, we're going to share some of our favorite cookie recipes for Christmas and the holidays. But we wanted to start off with one of the essentials in our house for Christmas. Now, this isn't a cookie, but you absolutely have to have some form of fudge when you're getting ready for Christmas in our house. My aunt and my grandma were always the very best at making fudge. But we're going to give it our very best attempt today to try two different kinds of fudge. Now, you can pick which one you want to make. You don't have to make both. And what's great about these types of fudge is you can dress them up however you like. Now, Pastor Karen, what kind are you making today?
I'm making just plain brown sugar fudge.
Ooh.
It is my absolute favorite. And I have to say, I'm really missing my sister right now because she lives in New Brunswick and I'm here in Nova Scotia. We live on a small island, so I'm about 9 hours away from my sister's most amazing fudge.
It's so good.
Yes, and I keep thinking she should send some to me through the mail.
Ooh, now that's
but I'm going to attempt her fudge.
Well, I'm going to be making, we call it super chocolate fudge because it's super easy to make. You make it in the microwave, and your recipe is a microwave recipe too, right?
Yes.
Now, you can do both of these on the stovetop, but that's a little trickier. So I'll walk through my recipe, and then we'll walk through yours. And that way we're not getting all confused on all the ingredients.
Exactly.
Hello, Gizmo. You're excited for the fudge too, huh? Let's get down. All right, so Gizmo, my kitty, is here, and he's anxious for some fudge, as you can see. I'm going to start by, get down you, putting in 2 cups of chocolate chips, and then I'm going to get the cat off my table. Because you don't belong up here, mister. No. All right, so I've got 2 delicious cups of chocolate chips. Yum. All right, and the next thing I use is 1 whole can of sweetened condensed milk. And you can use whatever brand you like. Just make sure it's sweetened condensed milk. And you pour that right in over your chocolate chips. When I was little, this was my favorite ingredient for my mom to get out because it's ridiculously sweet, but it's called milk, so you can justify eating a lot of it. Don't eat too much.
Well, between that and cherries for you.
I mean, we'll get upset if you eat too much, so just be careful. All right, so this is all we put in right now, and then this goes in the microwave, and we want to melt it for about 2 minutes at a time. You can do it in shorter increments and make sure you stir it around. That's what we need to do before we put it in, though. So we're just going to stir it around. And all this lovely chocolate will melt with this delicious sweet condensed milk, okay? So find a spot where you can put your spoon down that it doesn't get too messy. And I'm going to put this in the microwave. All right.
Awesome. That's funny.
All right, so I put this in for 1 minute to start because we've got kind of a powerful microwave. And look how beautiful and melty that is. That is super yummy, and you want to stir it and try to get all the lumps out. And it's going to get really thick really fast, okay? So stir, stir, stir. And make sure underneath this tray, or underneath your fudge, when you take it out of the microwave, you put it on a trivet, because otherwise it will
very important
table, and that's no fun at all. And mom and dad, or grandma and grandpa, aunt and uncles might not like that you made the fudge as much as they would if you put it on a trivet. All right, see how beautiful and thick and creamy that is? I don't think I need to put it back in the microwave. I think 1 minute was enough. So I'm going to add the rest of my ingredients.
Awesome.
Now what we add is icing sugar.
Ooh, yay.
And you want to add about 1 1/4 cups. So I found the easiest way to do this is add a little at a time, because if you don't, it just goes poof up in your face. Be Tristan's favorite time of day immediately, bath time.
This is true.
Got part of the icing sugar blended in, and now I'm going to put a little bit more because I can see more chocolate than white. There we go. When we add it this way, just a little at the time like that, it blends in better, so you don't end up with big white speckles in your fudge, and it's delicious. My recipe calls for a flavor to be added, and I normally add vanilla if I'm just making a plain chocolate fudge. But if you want to make a peppermint version of this, you could use peppermint extract, or you could use almond and put some chopped nuts in, or you could use whatever flavor you can think of. When I'm getting really excited about making fudge, sometimes I put cherry juice in, and then I top it with cherries and make a black forest fudge.
That would be awesome.
Now, before we add the last of the sugar,
make at Christmas.
This is when we add our flavoring. Now, I'm just going to be boring today, and I'm going to add just vanilla. So you want to add about a teaspoon of vanilla. You put that right in there and mix it in. And add your salt. And we haven't added all of our sugar. This is about halfway through adding our sugar. Just to make sure that it goes in and mixes the right way with all our flavors.
Nice.
So I'll put the next scoop of sugar in too. And then I've only got 1 scoop left after this to add. So, go. While I'm mixing in the last of my sugar, Pastor Karen, what kind of fudge are you making, and why don't you start?
Okay. Well, mine is just a microwave cream fudge. So it's made with brown sugar, butter, condensed milk. It's the same as Olivia's. And so my recipe takes 2/3 of a cup of real butter. And then you add your can of sweetened condensed milk that always goes everywhere when you go to open it. It fails.
So good. If you get it on your finger, try a taste. I've got almost all my sugar in.
Yes.
So how's your recipe coming?
Well, I'm just going to add my sugar. Now, I pre-measured it so that I could just put it in. My sugar, there are 2 cups of lightly packed, light brown, like the brilliant yellow sugar. So not the really, really dark brown, just like the golden.
Like golden brown sugar. Okay.
Yes.
Now, if you have the really dark stuff, it will work. But it's just a stronger, I said if you have the dark stuff, it does work. It's just a stronger flavor, right?
It is a stronger flavor for your fudge.
Okay, and that one that you're making is a really nice, light, creamy fudge. So
it is. Well, that's if it turns out. If not, I'll be sending this video to my sister if this doesn't turn out, and say, please help me and send me fudge.
And if you have questions while you're making this fudge, please feel free to send us an email or a message, and we will be happy to send you all the wisdom of Aunt Donna and
yes.
on your way, because I don't know if she can make it for all of us, but I think she can probably help us make it. So
yes, exactly. And she makes the best fudge ever.
Really
now, my mom used to make fudge, and she used peanut butter in her fudge.
Ooh, that was good fudge. Always.
Yes, it was. So I'm now ready, now that I put in my sugar and my butter and my sweetened condensed milk. And I'm going to take this over and put it in the microwave.
Okay.
Now it says 2 minutes.
Maybe start with 1 like I did if your microwave's got it. to it.
My microwave is pretty powerful, so I'm going to try it at 1 minute and stir it and see how it goes.
Sounds good.
And then I'll check back.
All right. Well, while Pastor Karen is doing that, I'm going to go ahead and put my fudge in the pan because this is the part where we want to shape it. Now, this doesn't need to bake. It's not like a cookie, but we do need to get it into a pan so that it can set. Now, this fudge, because it's the microwave fudge, is almost set already, so we got to work quickly. So I've got a big ball of fudge here that I'm going to just dump right into the pan. Whoa, I almost dropped it all. Now you can see there's some sugar that's not quite mixed in. You can just knead that a little and it will start to work in. But if it doesn't, it's okay. It doesn't hurt the flavor at all. It is delicious either way.
Yes.
Yeah. Kind of work it out like a brownie batter and just smush it to all the edges of the pan. And if you want, this is the part where you can add some toppings to it, or you can leave it as it is and it's delicious, or just sprinkle a little icing sugar and then any of those little white spots look like they're supposed to be there. So I topped it one time with cherries all along the top and it was so yummy. Was really, really good. But I think this time I might just take some colored Christmas sugar and make it look like Christmas fudge. Yeah. And then it just tastes like chocolate, but it looks festive. So I'm going to try that this time.
If you live here on Cape Island, where I do, you'll find that sugar, icing sugar, things like that sometimes tend to clump, even if you have them in really nice containers.
Mm-hmm.
That will prevent it. But I'm going to whisk up my icing sugar a little bit just to make sure that most of the lumps are out of it. Oh my goodness, my kitchen is busy today.
Cookies everywhere.
Pastor Vince loves cookies.
He sure does. And you're going to see just how much in a couple of weeks when we start making our reindeer cookies. He loves reindeer cookies, so he will be around, I'm sure.
They are his absolute favorite cookie.
Mm-hmm. Peanut butter and chocolate. Oh, I think you guys are going to love that recipe too.
Yes.
Which, if you have a peanut allergy, there are some options
in a
to make it. So, all right. So I added the red and green sprinkles, and when I had them on, I thought I'm going to add some white sprinkles too. So I think it looks really good. You can also use like the colored confetti sprinkles if you've got those, and they taste just like cosmic brownies. They're so good. So.
Now, I'm not sure what the consistency is supposed to be with this fudge.
Uh-oh. That's okay. I'm going to taste some of mine.
Because it says that it should microwave for 8 minutes.
Oh, my.
Altogether. So.
Probably starts to thicken up.
What's that?
I said it probably starts to thicken up.
Probably. So I'm going to try a couple more minutes.
Okay.
So, in the meantime,
while you do that, I am going to run upstairs and get Tristan so he can judge our fudge and see how cute it looks.
Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm. All right, guys.
Any of you kids here, you've heard me talk about Tristan before. He's my grandson.
Oh, yeah. I'll bring you right back with him. Okay. All right. We have our fudge expert.
Oh, hi, Tristan.
What are you making? Oh, yeah. We're making fudge. So how's your fudge coming?
There's my fudge right now.
Ooh.
So now I'm going to add icing sugar, 1.5 cups.
Ooh.
And some vanilla.
Ooh, yummy.
Now this is an old trick that my grandmother, who ran a bake shop, taught me. Just measure in there for your, in the cap for the vanilla, and you'll get a cup, or a, excuse me, a teaspoon. Not a cup.
My.
A teaspoon.
Oh, but Tristan likes the sound of that. He's blowing kisses.
Oh,
Yeah.
I bet. So now I've whisked my my icing sugar. Try to help a little bit with the clumping.
So if you have a lot of humidity, you can always whisk it. If you don't have anything. Perfect. That's a good idea.
You could even put it through the blender.
Oh, now that's an idea. What do you think, babes? Yeah. Yeah.
Does that sound good, Tristan?
I think he agrees.
I think so.
That looks really fudgy. And that looks delicious. Now yours is a bit runnier than mine is when it's all done, right?
I hope that it's supposed to be like this. I'll let you know.
Oh, yeah, you'll have to send pictures for all of us to see.
When we do the next week, I'll have to show you pictures.
Yum. So while you're finishing whisking that up, I'm going to give our little fudge taste tester just a little taste to see what he thinks of this.
Well, now there's an idea.
Well, he's saying more already, and he hasn't even swallowed yet, so. Yeah? You give it the wink of approval? Yeah? Yeah? Good? He says it's good. So I hope you guys get to enjoy it just as much as Tristan does. We'll give you a little more.
That's awesome.
He is sold.
I think he likes sugar.
Oh, he's blowing kisses.
Oh, he definitely is part of this family if he likes sugar.
You like fudge? Welcome to Christmas, buddy. It's going to be so good this year. But make sure you send us your amazing pictures of everything you bake, because we want to see your Holly Jolly kitchens this season and all the amazing creations you come up with in your Holly Jolly kitchens.
We will look forward to seeing all your pictures.
I know, I'm excited.
Me too.
Holly Jolly Week.
Holly Jolly.
Whether you're a brand new baker like baby Tristan, or you are a more seasoned baker like some of us, these two recipes are a great way to start your holiday baking season in your Holly Jolly kitchens. Be sure to take photos of whichever fudge recipe you choose to make at home, because we want to see your amazing creations. Tell us what toppings you included and send us a photo, because we want to celebrate all the hard work that you're putting in your Holly Jolly kitchens.